Okay, so we're here with Pam, otherwise better known as PJ, right?
That's right.
I always call her Pam. But I'm Amber from Personal Hair Therapy, and we're just here with Pam. And she's, we've known each other for, I don't know, 18 months?
Almost
2 years. And she's wearing a clip topper. And I have a lot of clients that I refer to talk to her because she's sort of like, she's one of my favorites.
Thank you.
And she's sort of like really great model for somebody who's been really successful at wearing a topper, just all across the board. So we're going to ask her a couple questions today, and I have a number of people who I refer to talk to her, and I thought, wouldn't it be great? And Pam's so open about her hair wearing experience, not just with me and potential clients, but generally with everybody. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could put this on film for people who might not even have the luxury of speaking with her personally, to just kind of highlight and do a little overview on what your experience has been like.
Awesome.
So just going to go through a couple questions. Tell us a little bit about what your hair was like before wearing a topper.
Well, about 3 years ago, I noticed that my hair was starting to get really thin. I kind of did what everybody else does. I started using all kinds of, Nioxin, shampoos for hair loss. I tried everything. Even went to Jernigan's and tried the laser hair therapy and did that for 6 months and didn't notice any difference whatsoever. And it was, just to the point where I really needed a different solution. And a friend of mine had recommended you to me. So I thought, what do I have to lose at this point? I thought, call you up and check you out. And ever since then, I've been so happy that I did.
All right, great. So how did having thin hair affect you and your life, and just during that time of seeking a solution, how did all that go, and how did it affect you personally?
Well, I was always someone who had a lot of hair. So for me, it was pretty dramatic. I mean, it was a traumatic experience that I was going through. I started noticing hair loss and didn't want to go out with friends as much because I couldn't camouflage. I couldn't cover it anymore.
Which is crazy because that's so not
I know,
like you,
it's
right?
not like me. I'm
You're
so active.
outgoing
I'm so
and
active.
fun,
and then pictures, just pictures with my family and my daughter. As soon as the picture, I would just go back and delete them because all I could see was my scalp. And I have pretty dark hair and I'm pretty fair complected, so it was such a contrast that you could really, really see that. And I was just so bothered by it. But it really was affecting me more than I had ever imagined when I look back on it. I mean, for those couple of years, I was really sad and thinking, what am I going to do? I mean, honestly, I didn't want it just to take control of me. I wanted to take control of it.
Right.
So,
right.
that's what I did.
So you, and I remember it was fun when you guys came in because you came with your daughter to that first appointment.
Yeah.
And we started talking about toppers and what the options were. So when you first started, had you heard about toppers and know anything about before that time?
No, I had never heard of it. As soon as, I had talked with you, I had gone onto the internet and looked around and kind of to see what they were like and stuff. So I kind of was familiar, but no,
Not
really didn't know anything about it.
And so the more that you learned about it, did you find yourself thinking like, how's this going to work? Were you a little bit skeptical? Did you just think like, this is the most awesome thing I've ever seen?
For me, I just wanted it to be real. I just wanted it to look real. I really wasn't skeptical. I just wanted it to look good. I didn't want it to look like a wig.
Right.
Like the old 70s wig that my mom used to put on. I wanted it to look natural and
like you.
Like the hair that I had before I started losing my hair.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you took the plunge.
I did. I took the plunge.
And it's been awesome because we wouldn't know each other outside of wearing hair.
I know. We've got a great friendship now too.
And so what's how long have you been wearing it?
I've been wearing it now for about 18 months.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you started wearing it, because I always tell my clients, this is really a process. This is a transition.
Mm-hmm.
And that process and transition looks different for everybody. Sometimes it's really a long process and a huge transition. And for other people, it's a little bit more smooth. And for some people, it just feels like it's almost seamless.
Right.
All which are very normal. Just depends on the individual and their hair and this hair and so many different factors. But what was your transition like?
I guess my transition was making sure that I could get it clipped in the way that you had clipped it in. And, we sat here, my first visit, we sat here for over an hour. I think it was more like 3 hours.
Probably.
And making sure that I got it in, like, okay, this is right, until I was comfortable enough to like walk out the door. And I know that even after I would call you a couple of times, how do I, wash it? Is it okay to do this? And so you were very, very helpful with that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And so it was
easy. It was pretty easy for me.
Yeah. Maybe not seamless, but probably pretty smooth.
Yeah. I embraced it. I said, you know what? I just have to go with this.
And one of the big concerns that a lot of people have is what it's like to go back into situations where you are daily, where people know your hair.
Right.
They look at you and they remember what you looked like the last time they saw you. And now you look a little bit different. You look better.
Yeah. It definitely changes your look.
And how was that for you to go back to work, for example, or back into social situations? I know you're really comfortable and really open with this, but what was it like for you to have to go back into those places for the first time wearing hair, and what was people's response?
What was the reaction? Well, it was kind of funny because with my coworkers, I'm pretty close with my coworkers, so I let them know ahead of time, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, because they knew me and how I was struggling with it. So I was just really open and honest with them. Basically, when I went in for the first time, everyone's like, oh my gosh, your hair looks amazing. Your hair looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
Yeah. So I was like, thank you, And then a lot of times, especially women, if they have thin hair, and they'll say, your hair looks great. And I will tell them, I'm like, this is a topper. I have really thin hair. I have androgenetic alopecia.
Right.
And there is help out there. And I have told a few people that. And I embrace it, because I feel like if I could tell someone who's maybe going through the same thing, that there are other options out there.
Right.
You don't have to not go out. You don't have to delete the pictures from your camera. You can be active. I'm very active. I go to the gym and I work out, and I have worn it to the gym.
And how is that? Is it comfortable?
Yeah, it's very comfortable. The only thing I haven't done is swim in it.
Yeah.
I don't swim. I wouldn't swim in it.
Right. Yeah, with clips that's a little bit harder, but there's some other options. As
but
far
I
as
rode a
attachment.
roller coaster.
Yeah,
Like
I told
going-
people about that. I
rode a roller coaster going like 90 miles an hour or whatever.
Right?
And it stayed on, and it didn't pull or anything. I was like, oh gosh, this is all I need is it to fly up and hit the guy behind me.
I know when
But
you
it
came
did
in,
not.
maybe you texted me about it first, but then you
Yeah,
came in and
yeah.
told me about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, were you like hanging on to it?
No, I was like,
Crazy.
when it's clipped in, it's really
secure.
It's secure. It's clipped in.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do a handstand. I've done a handstand, and you
I can see that.
and you cannot tell that. You cannot tell, even when it's upside down or if it's windy outside. You cannot tell the difference. No one can
And we're
see
going to show people in a few minutes
Okay.
you without your topper, so they can
Yes.
see how much
of a change.
and you are wearing it now. We
Yes.
should tell people that. And it's okay we didn't say that before, because
Yeah.
people we can leave them
Yeah.
curious a little bit.
Yeah.
But they can see how much hair you have and how that sort of works in some of these situations that you're describing. So we talked that you do attach with clips, and how is that? One of the biggest questions is, do they hurt? Because I see a lot of women who have maybe gone somewhere else first and tried toppers or even bought toppers, and they just say, you know what, Amber, clips is just not an option because I've already tried that. And
Yeah.
a lot of times what the problem I find is that the clips they've been using are too big,
Right.
and maybe they don't have enough of them, and maybe the hair's maybe too heavy, or there's a lot of factors with that.
Right.
I use a very petite clip,
Right.
that's appropriate for really thin hair,
Yeah.
and that's what you have on your
I
unit.
do.
So how do those feel?
They feel they feel normal. Like the clips up in the front are definitely smaller, which I
Mhm.
need because that's where a lot of my hair loss is.
Right.
Sometimes I think if it's pinching at all, I'll just kind of unhook it, rearrange it a little bit, because sometimes it's just I'm pulling a hair.
Right.
It's just gotten kind of in there funny. So if I can just unclip it and then rearrange it and then just clip it, it's fine.
So you reposition
I
it.
just
and
reposition
it's
it
okay.
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Now
no
I remember
problems.
at first, on your first unit, and you have 3 now,
I have
right?
3.
But you wear one a lot,
I
right?
do.
You have a favorite.
This one.
Okay. And I remember when you first got this, you did call me or text me and say, hey, this one clip is causing me a problem.
Yes.
And it was hurting you in that one spot. So if my memory serves me correctly, we moved it.
Yeah.
We just repositioned
We
it
just repositioned it.
and put it in an area where you have a little bit more hair
Right.
for it to grab, and that
Yeah.
remedied the issue, right?
Fixed it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So if you do have clips on a topper, or you've tried clips on a topper before and you struggle with those, don't give up on it, because there's a really good possibility
Yeah,
that
definitely.
there's another option.
Yes.
So another question that I get, and because people read online, that these clips can cause hair loss in the areas that they're clipped in,
Mhm.
and that is a real issue.
Mhm.
But how have they been for you? Have you experienced any of that?
I haven't noticed that I've had any actual more hair loss. I've had maybe just a little breakage in the front.
Mhm.
So it kind of looks like a baby hair now,
Mhm.
but no one's going to see it.
Okay.
I mean, I have my topper on. It's not, I can put my hair up in a ponytail and it's not like it's, all these broken little pieces. It's just
Okay.
a couple of little broken, but, no one can see it.
Right.
Yeah, no one can see that.
And no method is foolproof, and everything
Right.
comes with its benefits and its drawbacks. And I always say with this, whether it's clips or whether it's bonding, the
Right.
benefits always outweigh the
Yeah.
drawbacks. But those
Yeah.
are some real questions and concerns
Yeah.
that people do have.
I actually tell my friends if my hair grew back, I would probably still wear it. It's such a time saver in the
Mhm.
morning. I'll just curl my hair a little bit, slip this on because it holds a curl, and
Mhm.
I go. It just has saved me so much time.
So, in terms of time, how long do you think? And just tell everybody, how long is your natural hair? It's actually a little bit longer than the piece, right?
Yeah, so this is my natural hair
Okay.
right here.
Mhm.
And then this is my
The
topper.
topper.
Yeah. So
And
it's
so-
kind of like that layered.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a layered
It's
look.
beautiful. In
Yeah.
terms of time, how long would you say that it takes you to actually do your hair in the morning?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
That's if I don't have to wash it and dry it.
Right.
Yeah. Because I can now wash it the night before
Mhm.
and sleep up in a big old ponytail or whatever and
Right.
wake up and it just be the frizziest and just put a few curls in it.
Yeah.
Because this is all covered.
Right.
So,
Right. So you're
there's
doing
no more trying to style it up and
Yeah.
put lift into it. It's
Right.
just, this has the lift in it.
How much time were you spending doing your hair prior
An
to
hour.
wearing a topping?
Yeah.
An hour.
With wash dry, at
Right.
least an hour. Yeah. Trying to blow dry it and try to really get the lift and camouflage it. I
Mhm.
mean, it just was so frustrating.
And let me ask you this: you color your hair,
Yes.
so in between colors, do you find you can go longer now in between colors? You don't have to
Absolutely.
touch up. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Right.
I have a lot of gray in my hair. And before I'd have to get it colored probably about every 4 weeks
Mhm.
because my hair is so dark and the gray coming in. But with this, I can go so much longer.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be
So that
really,
saves-
really gray underneath. And you would never know it unless I sat there and pulled my hair like
Mhm.
this to where
Mhm.
you could see it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that saves time and money
Oh
as
yeah.
well, right?
Oh yeah.
Great.
Definitely.
And how often do you wear it?
I wear it every single day.
You wear it every day.
When I'm at home, I don't wear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that just
Yeah.
because you just feel, you're in your space
I'm in my
there?
own, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I don't like wearing a bra at home or my
Yeah.
shoes either,
Right. Right.
So I just, put it up in a ponytail or
Mhm.
something like that, But yeah, I wear it every day to work. Every time I go out of the house, I'll just slip it on. Yeah.
Okay.
It's so easy to put on.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
easy to
we're
put
going to
on.
show
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
People are not actually going to see very much of me today because I want people to be able to see how easy this is.
Yeah.
Granted, once you get through those initial processes in the initial
Mhm.
transition, how easy it really is to just take this on and off.
Very easy.
One thing that I have had people say in the past is, well, your hair looks so great, but you're a hairstylist, so it makes sense that you're not a hairstylist.
No.
And your hair looks fantastic.
Right.
And talk a little bit about the process. You talked about the washing and drying process.
Mhm.
Because you have 3 pieces, but the one that you're wearing is your favorite. What percentage of the time do you wear this one that you're wearing?
Well, it just depends. Most of the time I'll wear this one to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then my longer one, I'll generally wear when I go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and then
this,
the other one is kind of long. I want to have it cut
Mhm.
up and maybe straightened so I can, have some
Wear it
straighter hair
straight.
too.
and yours are in such amazing condition.
I take care of them.
You take very good care
I
of them.
do.
Uh,
As soon as I come home, I comb it out, fluff it up a little bit, and I put it right on my mannequin.
mhm.
So, yes.
One other question that I get a lot is how many of these pieces am I going to need just in general?
Right,
And my estimate is always with clips 1 to 2 pieces a year.
right.
Now that being said, you're wearing this one.
I've had this one for 18 months. This
Right.
is my very first one.
Had you not have these other 2 pieces,
Right.
you could still be wearing this
Oh,
one.
yeah, definitely.
It's in like really,
Oh, yeah.
really fantastic condition.
Right.
And they all are. But that just really goes to show that how you treat them
Mm-hmm.
and how you care for them is
Mhm.
just of the
Yeah.
utmost importance. I have people
Yeah.
who really, I burn through units pretty quickly. I'm different because I
Yeah.
bond and my hair's very long. But I have some people who, really, really burn through them quickly, really have a lot of excessive shedding. Do you have a lot of shedding or not really?
You mean like when I'm blow drying my hair and stuff? Just
Um,
kind of.
Yeah, just in
Yeah, I'll
general,
have hair
like
come
what
out.
of the unit?
No, I don't really have
Yeah, that's
that.
what I'm asking
Oh,
is
no,
do you
uh-uh.
have so some people have really
No.
excessive shedding and then they'll get, spots on the unit where they don't have hair
No,
or anything like that.
mm-mm. But the unit is made out of lace.
Right.
It's got a lace cap. So you wouldn't want to sit there and scratch it
Right.
because you're going to wear a hole through it.
Mhm.
Repetitively.
Yeah, that is what causes a lot of the...
scratching through it. So if I
Mhm.
have a scratch, I try to go up underneath it,
Mhm.
and I don't ever scratch on the top.
Right.
I'll go up underneath.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is huge in,
Yeah.
in preserving it. But talk just briefly about what your process is like washing it, drying it, and styling it. And how often do you do that?
I don't do it as often as I probably should.
You have dark hair, so you can get away with
I do. I maybe wash it once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're also rotating sometimes.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
a lot
not...
of times I don't wear it to the gym because I'll take it off,
Mhm.
and I always wear a baseball cap. So if I'm going to wear a baseball cap, there's really no need for me to wear
No.
my hair.
Right. And
you
that
know?
could potentially be
Yeah.
uncomfortable if you have a
Yeah.
hat over clips.
Yeah, and I really sweat a lot,
Mhm.
and my hair gets wet, and I just
Right.
feel like, okay, I just have to wash it even more.
Right.
So no, I don't ever wear it when I go to the gym.
Okay.
I have,
Mhm.
but I
Not on a
generally
regular
don't.
basis.
Right. Yeah.
And you use professional products to wash it.
Yeah.
And heat protect and all those kinds of
Yeah.
things. And what is that process like? If you were to do that from start to finish, let's say you didn't do it overnight.
Okay.
If you were to do it from start to finish, what kind of time investment do you think that is?
Well, generally I'd wash it the night before,
Mm-hmm.
and I let it air dry,
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit, and then I would just blow dry it just like you normally would dry your own hair. So
Just to after it's dry.
right,
Right. You just
right.
smooth it out with the
Yep,
blow dryer,
just
right?
smooth
Which
it
I
out
teach
just like
people
you
to do
would.
too,
Yep.
which is really
And
helpful.
I got a little, a little clip or a stand to hook onto my counter in my bathroom, and I
Mhm.
just pin it to my mannequin and sit there and blow dry. It's actually easier to do it on that than it is to do it on
Yeah,
myself.
sometimes, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, no wonder Amber can do my hair so well when I'm in her salon. It's so much easier.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So you think between washing, skip the air dry process because we don't want
Okay.
to calculate
Yeah,
that into your
yeah.
time. What do you think from start to finish to wash it, to dry it,
Well-
style it, and back on you?
Yeah, generally I'll wash it, I'll wash it on the weekend
Mm-hmm.
and I'll let it air dry. I would add maybe another 15, 20 minutes onto my daily routine.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's like just having your own hair, basically.
Right.
You're just
Right.
drying it and smoothing it out a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And last official question is, what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about a topper? Because there's a lot of, even though you didn't experience as much of this, there's a lot of anxiety and nervousness and apprehension that goes into it. Because there are a lot of what ifs that we can't necessarily know the answers to until you're
Right.
actually in it. So, is it something that I always say that the only thing I wish I had done differently was that I had done it sooner.
Yeah, definitely. I think the same thing.
Mhm.
I think, oh my gosh, I wish that I would have known you 3 years prior to going through all this, because it literally, I was just, deleting pictures of family and not going out. I mean, yeah, nobody should live like that,
No. Mhm.
So I would make all these excuses not to go out, So I would say I definitely wish that I would have done it sooner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a clip. If you don't like it, you can take it out and go back to how it was.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
nothing
You're not
that's
risking a.
fixed to your head forever, I mean, it's hair.
Mhm.
So it'll clip in and you can unclip it, and yeah. It's just
Cool.
embracing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Making the best
Okay.
of the situation.
Right. All right. So let's. I just want to show. You were talking about the construction of these pieces earlier. So
Yeah.
this is the same construction as the one that you have on. The clips that we talked about are these really tiny ones right here, very small.
And then thicker ones.
Now
in
there's
the
are
back.
some bigger ones around the perimeter, because the way that this type of hair loss a lot of women are experiencing is where you have more density around the sides and the back and not as much on the top and the front. So this is basically what that construction looks like. This panel here is a 4x4 silk top, which if you would put the top of your head down, you can see where it looks like a natural scalp on top. And we'll get a little bit closer with these other units too, so that you can see what that looks like. And this is the same construction on this one as well. This piece is just a little bit longer. That's really the only difference. But the silk top on that one is really impressive as well.
Need to brush that one.
Yeah, I know. We didn't make this one quite as pretty beforehand. But if you would just to show how easy this can
Okay.
be, just take it off.
Okay.
And if you could, I know you usually probably do it standing up.
Yeah, I
but
do.
if you can try
Okay,
to stay
try to-
put so
Okay.
that we can make sure that you stay in the
Alrighty.
frame, and just show how easy it is. And
So I kind of lift it up and unclip here and here, here. And as I unclip it, I kind of roll it back.
and that sort of keeps it from
Yeah,
grabbing
pulling.
other hairs.
Right.
Mhm.
This. It's funny because when I tell people I have a topper on, everyone's like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "Yeah, I really do."
Yeah, it really looks natural.
and it just blends in with my hair so
Mhm.
well. So I just continue to unroll it. I could probably do this in my sleep now.
It's amazing how you do it enough times,
Yeah.
and it's really just that.
There we go.
There we
That's
go.
it.
Yeah, so you can see, and if I can I spin you around just so you
Yeah.
can see what your natural hair and density looks like in the back, and you
Mhm.
really do have quite a bit of density through the back here.
Yeah.
And your topper comes down to right about here in the back.
Maybe a little, about right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she really has a lot of top of the head coverage, and then, but if you don't have that, or you don't need all that top of the head coverage, you certainly can do just the top piece. Lots of different options with sizes. Hers just happens to give all of that coverage, and you can see how that translates when you actually wear the unit.
Yeah. I look so different with it off.
Well, I think you look just like Pam.
Aw,
but
you're so sweet. Yep, this is it.
All right. And
All
so
right.
then when you put it on, you just make sure they're all open.
Yep. I make sure they're all open.
Okay.
I will generally brush it. And then I kind of just give it a little bit of a shake. And then I just clip it. So I try to find, I have a piece of hair here, and I always try to get like one piece of hair just to kind of flip over a little bit for me.
It helps
Yeah.
to soften that hairline up, right?
And then I will place my hand on the top and hold it firmly, and then I clip it. Like so. Really is easy once you get used to it. It literally takes no time at all.
Have you ever slept in it?
I have. I've taken a nap in it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. That's it. And then I'll just take it.